Hello and welcome to SWS 2.0. My name is TS Sudhir and you're watching Study with Sudhir. This is where we focus on spoken English, communication skills, and personality development. Now, you would recall a few days ago, I had done a video on what are the things you need to bear in mind when you're making a presentation in public or you're speaking on stage. Now, most of us would like to believe that your work gets over the moment you have said your thank you and got off the stage. Let me tell you something, you're thoroughly mistaken. Because in this video, I'm going to focus on certain things that you need to do after you have finished making your presentation, after you have finished speaking on stage. So, share, support, and subscribe to SWS. So, the point number one you need to bear in mind is take a deep breath. You have worked very hard on making that presentation, haven't you? So soak in the moment, enjoy the applause. That is something you need to do. Pat yourself on the back, enjoy the moment. That's very important because it will actually motivate you to do even better the next time. By chance, if you think things did not work as well as you expected it to, don't be harsh on yourself. The time to do postmortem will come later. At that point in time, think that yes, I worked hard for this speech and I did a fairly good job. I did as good as I could under the circumstances. Okay. Point number two, once you're down, once you've got off the stage, speak to as many members of the audience as you can. Accept the appreciation, the accolades if you have done very well, because feeling good with yourself is an essential part of being a public speaker. You got to put yourself out there and accept the appreciation coming your way and feel confident. Look at people in the eye, like I explained in an earlier video, and accept the compliments that are coming your way. Meet them, listen to them. Listening is an important quality because please remember that they gave you, and I remember reading this excellent phrase in an article recently, they gave you the gift of their attention and time. Lovely phrase, isn't it? Don't think you did them a favor. They did a favor to you by sitting there and listening to what you had to say. So acknowledge that. Very important. Thank people for coming and listening to you. If you get any kind of feedback, positive, negative, make a note of it in your mind for the next time. Once you go back home, jot it down in a diary. The body language is very important. The body language on stage is as important as the body language off stage. So once you're off stage, don't think that, I can be myself. Don't put your hands in your pocket while you're speaking to some elderly person who has sat there and is talking about his own experiences, blah, blah, blah. Your body language has to convey that you are a good listener and you appreciate their words of wisdom, whatever they have to say about you. So you need to convey that you value their feedback. Very important, underline this. So your body language has to convey that, you value their feedback. Point number 5. Please seek out the organizers of the event who gave you the opportunity in the first place to speak on stage. Thank them. Important. Acknowledge their effort to make the event a success and for having given you an opportunity to speak. Because if you do that, it's quite possible that they may give you a second opportunity the next time. If you have done very well, assume that you have done very well. Now don't appear like, oh God, मैं इतना बढ़िया हूँ, don't move around with a chip on your shoulder. Okay. Some members of the audience may want to ask you questions off stage, and it's a great opportunity to bond with them, to interact with them. Be gracious towards them, engage with them. It's quite possible that one of them may be organizing a similar event the following month, and they may want to invite you to that event. So being friendly and approachable will help. Share your contact number because that will definitely help. Always ensure, in fact, this is something which you should do before the event, ensure that your speech, your presentation has been recorded so that you can see it later and learn from your mistakes, because post-mortem is essential. Okay. Once you get back home, there are two more things that you need to do once you get back home. send an email to the organizers. You have thanked them in person, but go back home and send them an email, or a WhatsApp will do, but an email is always better, because that's the professional approach. You could also request them for professional photographs, which you could use them to share on social media, on your social media handles, because that way you are kind of building your brand. I will do a video on building your brand later. Okay. But this is important. These are all small steps that contribute to building your brand, because don't think that you guys are going to be just individuals. Each one of you can be a brand in yourself. So each of these things actually help. And speaking, communication skills, which is why I'm focusing so much on this, because all these things matter a lot when it goes on to building your brand. And finally, go back to your presentation, see if you would like to change anything on it, about it, because the next time it may be a similar topic, but you wouldn't want to do the same thing out there. You cannot deliver the same speech in place A, place B, and place C, because some of the audience could well be common. So you would want to tweak it, you would want to make some changes in it. So always go back to your presentation and do a postmortem, that okay, on this point I got a lot of applause, this point or this joke did not quite work, so I may want to change some part of it. So that is something which you could always do when you are doing a very clinical postmortem of your speech or your presentation. Okay, so these are the things that you need to do after you have finished. Okay, so I hope this video was of use to you. Please do write in to let me know what you thought of this. How do you plan to implement something like this? But I would strongly counsel you to always do this, because all this is one step at a time towards making the brand you. Okay, tata, bye bye.